to say hello, Damaris. Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit Podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Damaris, also known as Damaris Dash a bit weird.
And we're glad to have you today. We're coming to you today from our cozy blanket. Because it's cold. What happened to your blanket?
I dropped it.
Brrr.
You have arm warmers and a cowl.
Well, that's because I'm using my hand knits to make things better. Okay, I gotta tuck this down here so I can actually do things. Oh, sorry, we're a little crazy today. But, isn't that normal? Okay, what am I supposed to say now? Oh, we'd like to say a big welcome back to all of our returning viewers. We love you. And a big hiya to any new viewers. We hope you enjoy the show. Thanks for coming. All that jazz. Damaris, we have some new people in our group this week who have introduced themselves. Do you want to give them a shout out? Yeah, a lot. I know. Lots of new people this week.
Crystal, who is Crystal T from everywhere, but currently lives in Japan.
Yes.
Emma, who is Emma the Band Geek from Kentucky.
Uh-huh.
Brina, who is Brina LaRosa from Virginia.
Yep.
Molly, who is the girl who lived from Washington.
Yep.
Becky, who is Me's mama, who is a Brit currently living in upstate New York.
Yep.
Vicky, who is Sunny Day Knits from the Texas Hill Country.
Yep.
And Anne, who is Bead Weasel from Michigan.
That's it. So welcome to all of you. Thanks for joining. So Damaris, if somebody is watching right now and they are not part of our Ravelry group, what should they do?
Join.
And then what happens?
You should introduce yourself in our introductions thread and you'll get a shout out on the next episode.
That's right. My yarn is getting all tangled around my sock and I'm having issues today. Okay. We have a lot to do today, Damaris. We got lots of things to talk about. We've got some new prizes for the CAL. And we have a giveaway at the end of the show. So stay tuned. All right. Well, with that, we probably should get started. So here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what's on our needles.
What's on your needles, Mary?
Hexapuffs still. I finished these two in the last week.
They're pretty. They're from those mini skeins?
Yes, I'm going to...
Oh, you're going to tell it. Okay, thank you.
This is the Beekeeper's Quilt by Tiny Owl Knits.
Mm-hmm. What size needles are you doing on?
US 4s, 3.5 millimeters.
Yep. So we had a question this week about what kind of cast on you're doing for your hexapuffs. So what are you using?
I don't know.
Judy's?
I don't know what it's called.
Judy's Magic Cast On, which is what I use for toe-up socks. That must be what you use for toe-up socks too, but maybe I've done it for you or something?
Yeah.
I think so. Anyway, but you've got it down now, so you can do it because you're casting on all your hexapuffs. So, so this was some of the yarn I brought you from Yarndale.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the dyer?
Knitting Goddess.
Okay. And this is the one that was like the rainbow black ones. So did you use all of the red up?
No.
Oh, okay. You know what would be really cool?
One with all the colors in it.
Yeah, like a rainbow. That'd be fabulous. You should do that. All right, so are you going to start like on orange or something now?
I don't know, I guess.
Yeah. All right. You have anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Okay.
So what's on your needles?
A lot of stuff. My lap is full. First up in my design bag, you actually get to see, and it's something different from last week, so that's really cool. I am knitting, oops, hold on just a second. Things are tangled. Uno momento, por favor. Almost there. Okay. I am knitting a new sample of my Rescue Me Chin Boy and Show Me the Stars socks. I'm on US 1.5 2.5 mil needles. This sock is Lisa Souza Sock Merino in the violet colorway. Now, this doesn't have nylon in it, so I normally would not use it to knit socks, but I am just knitting this to be a sample in the booth at Edinburgh Yarn Festival and some other places this year. So, so I don't see a problem with it since it's not going to be actually worn. It'll just be on the mannequin foot. So, I have done, let me see if I can get it close enough you can see. So it's a lace project and there's stars in between these wavy bits. And I am on the gusset right now. I think I have 3 more rows, and then I'll be ready for the heel. So, and what I'm doing also, some of y'all might know that this was my very first design project. Sock design project. I had done some other little things. And if you've knit some of my patterns, you'll know that it has a much different construction than other sock patterns I've done. So I'm actually going to be re-releasing this pattern with the modifications of how I normally do a toe-up sock. And it'll just be an update. So if you already have the other pattern, you'll get it just into your library. And I'm going to leave the other pattern in there in case anybody wants it. But I thought it would be a nice thing to make it more consistent, you know, with all my other sock patterns. So I am working on that sample. And then I'm also continuing to work on my Mama Vertebrae sweater. This is a pattern by Kelly Brooker, and I'm using US 2 2.75 needles and US 3 3.25 millimeter needles. And my yarn is caught. There we go. And the yarn I'm using is Yarn-A-Rama in the cerise colorway. And I'm still doing the increases. And I actually, which way do I, okay, this way. I put in a stitch marker last week after we finished recording. So this green stitch marker right here. So I've done probably about 2.5 inches, which would be about 6 point something centimeters. It's not super interesting because it's just increases, but I'm getting closer. I think I have maybe about 7 more repeats of the 4-row pattern before I split for the sleeves. So that is continuing on, and the yarn is going everywhere. And then the last thing I'm working on is just some vanilla socks for me. This yarn is West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply in the pheasant colorway, and I'm doing it on US 1.5 2.5 mil needles. And I did a cast on and did the entire foot, did a fish lips kiss heel, and now I'm working up the leg. I love this colorway. It's nice autumnal colors. I really like it. I like this orange, the burnt orange, a lot. I need a sweater that color. You know what would be pretty in that color would be Pumpkin Ale by Isolde Teague.
Yeah.
I'll have to work on that. And that's everything that is on my needles. Oh, Damaris named these socks some pleasant pheasant socks. You're brilliant. Okay. All right, well, I think that's everything, so let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about her finished projects.
Yes, because I have 2 this week. First up is the weekly preemie hat. This is number 3 for the year. It's from my free top-down preemie hat pattern on Ravelry. It's on US 6's 4 mil needles. The gold, hey, you're stealing my blanket. The gold is Brigantia Luxury Yarn Double Knit in 8100 colorway. And the kind of multicolor is Sirdar Folksong Chunky in the quirky colorway. So now this looks a little bit different than what I've been doing, because when we were getting ready to go to church, I grabbed both of these colors because they were in really small balls, and I didn't realize how small the balls were. And so I did like normal, and I did my little stripe pattern, and I'm working on the gold, and I was like, I don't have enough yarn to cast off. That's a problem. So I was like, well, I'll just grab the striping and try it, and I am so in love with how it turned out. It just gives it that pop of color at the very bottom. So I might continue doing that on some more, because I really like how that happened. And the other thing I finished is another sock. This is my Socks for 10 pattern, which is a Doctor Who inspired sock. I did this on US 1.5 2.5 mil needles. And this yarn is Knit Global Sock Yarn in the Mountain colorway. And oh my gosh, the skeins are so generous. I knit this entire sock, which would fit me, And I still have enough of the yarn to knit a full pair of socks for the hubs. Is that crazy? Yeah. So I'm not working on those right now, but I told him I would get to those. So this pattern is a mirrored pattern. So if I had the other sock, this scroll pattern would be on the other side. So this scroll pattern is reminiscent of the 10th Doctor's tie. And then coming around, we have pinstripes because he wears pinstripe suits. And this is a toe-up pattern. And here's the heel and 2x2 ribbed bind off. So this is ready now for Edinburgh Yarn Festival. And that's everything I finished this week. All right, well, let's go on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show.
Stop. No.
You know it's your favorite.
Stop.
You know you love it.
Stop it.
Yummies.
Stop.
Yummies. What are yummies, Merrick? Because you love them.
Yummies are our current favorite things. Things we like. Things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. Okay, so let's start. I won a couple of patterns from the Dragonfly Source podcast, which is hosted by Vicky. The prize was donated by Suzanne, who is Am I Yes I Am on Ravelry. And I was able to get 2 patterns. It was a dollar amount limit, and I was able to get 2 patterns for that limit. So I'm going to put them both on the screen. The first one, I know we're a family-friendly show, so I'm not going to say the actual name. It is inspired by Firefly. It's designed by Kimberly Golinsky. Is that how you'd say that? And it's a big poncho pattern. So it's called Big Heroes. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Because, got to protect the little ears of listeners who listen, because we have some younger viewers. Okay? Okay. And then the other pattern I got is Fine Tune by Joji Locatelli, which is gorgeous. In fact, when it was in my pattern highlights on Ravelry, and I started looking at it, and it was a pattern that I had been thinking about designing. So I'm not going to design it because she already did. So I'm really excited to try to knit both of these. The poncho pattern I'm going to actually do in this yarn right here that I'm knitting the mama vertebrae out of, because I have enough. So I'll do that. And then the Fine Tune, I'm actually thinking about maybe using the other 2 skeins of yarn I got from the Golden Skein 4th quarter, which are that kind of purple right there, and then this looks just like blue, but there's purples and stuff in it. So I'm wondering if that might work. I haven't even looked at the yardage. I just know it's a 4-ply pattern, so I just need to see if that might work. So that might be coming up sometime, after I finish the mama vertebrae, because it's massive. So, so I just want to say thank you to Suzanne and to Vicky for that prize. So our good friend Sam, who is the bag designer from Knit Run Dig, and also the podcaster, Knit Run Dig, and she is Stealth Dragon on Ravelry, sent us a few things. So do you want to show your stuff first?
Sure. I got this cute little bag that has bicycles on it.
What's the liner fabric? Is it the
polka dots?
Is it polka dots or gingham?
No, it's gingham.
Gingham, purple and white gingham. That's so cute.
And a little fox.
That is so adorable. Yeah, it's kind of like a coin pouch
thing.
But what you could also use it for is hold on, I lost the word. A notions pouch. You could put your little needles and your little scissors and all that stuff in it, and that way you'd have it all together. Yeah. Okay, and then she sent me some stuff too. She sent me this. I wish that y'all could smell this. I really do.
Scratch and sniff.
Scratch and sniff.
Your screen.
There we go. So it's
don't
this.
Scratch your screen.
No, don't really scratch your screen. We assume no liability if you actually scratch your screen. Okay? Okay. So this is this little pillow, and it is a soothing flaxseed and lavender bag, And what you do is you put it in the microwave for about a minute, and then take it out and you shake it all around to spread it all the heat.
That's what it's all
About. You put the bag in the microwave and you turn it on. And after it heats up, sees it up, you take it out, and then you shake, shake it all about.
Gosh.
That's what it's all about.
Calm down.
And then you can like put it on the back of your neck or on your forehead. You can put it on your back, and it's just so soothing. And the smell is fabulous, fabulous smell.
Yeah.
It smells so good. And she sent me other things too. What else did she send me? Oh, she sent me this bag. So it's
Paris.
Yeah, Paris, Eiffel Towers, and the inside is polka dots, red and white polka dots. Or actually, it's red polka dots on a white background, not red and white polka dots. So that is awesome. What else did she send? Oh, she sent flyers. I'll show you that in just a little bit. So thank you so much to Sam. We love you. She's our favorite bag designer ever. We love her. And she'll be here in just a few weeks to stay with us. Yay, yay. So I picked up a couple of things, well, actually 3 things but 2 of them are the same thing. Okay. At Ginger Twist Studio this week, which is yarn shop that our good friend Jess owns. I picked up a set of Hiya Sharp stainless steel interchangeable needles. I got the US 3.25 mil, the 5-inch ones. So this is to go with my the needles like slid around. It's to go with my interchangeable set. For some strange reason, and we don't know why, it must have been a mistake at the manufacturer. When I bought my interchangeable set, this size was supposed to be included, and I believe the US 2.5, 3 mil was not supposed to be included, but I got that and didn't get this. And so I went to knit something this week and was like, I don't have the right size. So I picked those up to go with my interchangeable set. And then I also picked up some fun little pandas, which I'm about to show you. These are Panda Lee point protectors made by Hiya. And I got 2 sets of them. I got the small sets.
Named them.
I did name them. This is Luke, and this is Lorelei. And this is Jess, and this is Rory. And they protect my socks.
From the sock monster?
Yes, because who doesn't need pandas to protect their socks? Because, you know, in my ideal world, Lorelei and Luke have gotten married. So they're together. And Jess has come back and gotten together with Rory, and we kicked Logan to the curb, and they are in love and married. And they're one big happy family. Doesn't that work?
Okay.
And I'm happy about it.
Okay.
My wee little pandas.
Okay, just set them down. Just set them down.
So I want to say a huge thank you. I love you muchly. To all of you amazing people who bought my new patterns and ebooks this week. Thank you so much for the support, really. Every single time my phone would ding and say there was a new sale, I was like, oh my gosh, somebody else bought my stuff. And it was so exciting. Didn't I do that every time?
Yes.
I was really excited. So, just a reminder that this sale continues through, Sunday the 25th of January. I was trying to think if that was the right day. So Sunday the 25th of January will be the final day of the sale. So what's on sale right now is my individual spoiler sock pattern. It released from exclusivity from the Companion Club. And so it's available, full price is $5.50, but if you use the code SPOILERS, you get 25% off, so it makes it $4.12 US. The second thing is my the first ebook, which is the Doctor Who Companion Sock Club First Edition ebook. It's a 3-pattern collection. It's spoilers, and then you'll get Come Along Pond and Souffle Girl when they release in February and March. Full price is $13.50, but through Sunday you get 30% off with the code ebook, and that makes it $9.45. And then the final thing is my big collection It's the Ultimate Doctor Who Inspired Sock Collection Volume 1. It's an 8-pattern collection. You get Rescue Me Chin Boy, Socks for 10, and Spoilers immediately. And then when they come out of exclusivity, you will get Come Along Pond, Souffle Girl, Nice to Meet You Rose, Hello, I'm Captain Jack Harkness, and a secret pattern that'll be releasing this weekend. And then you'll wait for it to come out of exclusivity. Full price for the book is $30, but if you use the coupon code ULTIMATE, you get 30% off, so it makes it $21. If you are in the EU, you can't purchase this stuff through Love Knitting. Well, I take that back. You cannot purchase the ebooks through Love Knitting. They don't do ebooks. You can purchase the Spoilers pattern, but you can't use the coupon code. So, if you're in the EU or the UK, send me an email to javapearldesigns@gmail.com or a Ravelry PM to Java Pearl. Let me know which one you are wanting, or, which one you're wanting, and give me your email address, and I'll send you a PayPal request for the amount with the coupon code, taking the price down. And you can then pay that money to me, and I will then gift it to you on Ravelry, so you'll have it. So, they're on sale still for a few more days. Take advantage of it, and thank you again so much for your support. Love you muchly. So, my yarn diet is continuing. It was so hard when we went to Ginger Twist Studio on Monday. She has this yarn. Oh my gosh, I want it so bad.
Okay.
I want to knit another Miranda out of it. It was West Yorkshire Spinners. I can't remember what the name of the yarn was, but it's all this natural wool. It's so gorgeous. I want it. But I have gone now 2 months, 3 weeks, and 4 days without buying yarn. And Yarn Festival is about 7.5 weeks away. Whew, I can do it. I can do it. I'm holding strong. Deep breaths. Don't let me buy the yarn.
I won't.
Okay. Damaris is...
I will take it away from you.
Yeah. You've got to keep me going strong, Damaris. Keep me going strong. Okay, so now let's talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. Would you explain what it is in case people don't know?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. I was saying that.
And what do people do with this?
We have a prompt list for the month,
Mm-hmm.
a prompt for each day, and you take a look at the prompt for that day and you post a picture related to it anywhere you like. But we pick our favorites from Instagram.
Yes. We have not put out the February list yet, but we will have that out in time for next week's podcast. And I think we are going to do the alphabet game again in February, because that was a lot of fun last year. So, all right. So what are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
So here come the photos. So those were our favorite photos for this week. Yay. Good job, everybody. I love all these photos. There's so many good ones. So many good ones. I wish we could feature everybody's. But that would take an entire podcast. That wouldn't happen. So, all right, let's talk about some upcoming events because we have some new stuff and new information. So, you want to start?
Sure. Every Monday we attend one of our local knitting groups, the Town Mouse Knitting Club here in Edinburgh.
Yep. There was lots of new people this week, which was fun. We met some amazing people. In fact, one of them is probably going to be a guest, do a guest spot on our podcast. Hopefully in the next few weeks. She has stuff in the geeky world from a angle that we haven't ever talked about on the podcast. So we're going to try to work out those details for her to come be on the podcast for us, with us. So, The next up is, we've mentioned it several times already this show, the Edinburgh Yarn Festival. It's Saturday and Sunday, March 14th and 15th, here in Edinburgh at the Corn Exchange. I believe tickets are going to be going on sale in the next, I think within the next week or so. I'll be vending with Sam of Knit Run Dig, and then we will also be participating in the Podcaster Lounge. And so we have something to talk about this. We need your help. So as part of the Podcaster Lounge, we are going to be doing some special GGK Crafty Pad prompts for Edinburgh Yarn Festival. So we're going to need 2 prompts, and we want your help to figure out what they should be. So in the episode thread this week, would you respond with what prompts you would like to see us use on the 2 days of Edinburgh Yarn Festival? And then I don't know if we're just going to pick our favorites or if we're going to like pick, you know, a top 5 or whatever and let everybody vote. We're still debating on that. So, but go into the thread and give us your ideas for prompts for the Edinburgh Yarn Festival. And that way we can include everybody and it'll be a lot of fun. So, and also we're going to be having a giveaway of tickets to Edinburgh Yarn Festival coming up soon. So your chance to win some tickets to go. So that'll be fun. The new event that is coming up, it was just announced yesterday that the Edinburgh Yarn Crawl 2015 is going to be Saturday and Sunday, the 13th and 14th of June. It's going to be a lot of fun. It includes Ginger Twist Studio, which is our local yarn shop, Kathy's Knits, which we've also visited, and Bee Inspired Fibers. And actually those 3 shops are the shops we're also going to be doing the yarn crawl for the Geeky Puffin Knitpalooza retreat in October. So the Edinburgh Yarn Crawl should be a lot of fun. They will. I have a feeling they're going to announce more stuff about it after Edinburgh Yarn Festival is over. So keep your ears open for that. We'll give you details when we know more. But if you are anywhere near to Edinburgh, you should definitely come because it's going to be a lot of fun. It was great fun last year. And then finally, the Geeky Puffin Knitpalooza, which is the retreat that we're hosting, Damaris and I with our friend Sam. Sam had flyers made. Aren't they lovely? About the retreat. They're it's like a cardstock, but it's really glossy, shiny, smooth on the front. So the retreat is from Thursday, the 29th of October through Sunday, the 1st of November. Sign-ups are still going on. We had an announcement to make this week. We made an announcement about the retreat. We have a new teacher. Her name is Catherine Limer. She is from the Scottish Highlands, and she is going to be teaching Intro to Magic Loop and Sock Heels Masterclass for us. We had another teacher that had to back out because of some family situation, which was very sad because we really wanted her to be a part, but we totally understand. Yeah. So Catherine is going to be taking her place and is going to teach those 2 classes. So we're very excited to have her, and she's also going to be teaching at Edinburgh Yarn Festival this year. So, so we're really excited about that. What else? We have a big announcement coming soon about another teacher as well. We're adding a 4th teacher to the mix, but we can't tell you anything about it right now. It's a big secret. But as soon as we can, we will let you know about it, because it's going to be amazing. So, if you're interested in coming, go to the website
geekypuffinknitpalooza.blogspot.co.uk
and sign up. If you're interested in vending at the retreat, there's an application on the website for that as well. The vendor market will be open to retreat attendees Saturday morning and to the public Saturday afternoon. All right, I think that's everything about the retreat. So we probably should move on to the next segment.
about what we're reading and watching.
I'm having a knitting failure here. I can't get my yarn around my finger. Okay, so what we're reading. So what are you reading? Are you still in reading limbo?
No, I'm actually reading something.
Oh, you're out of reading limbo?
Yep.
Hello, can you go?
Sure.
Sure. What are you reading?
Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury.
And how's it going? How far are you?
I don't know, like 10% or something.
And is it better than Huckleberry Finn?
Yeah.
And is it interesting?
Ish.
Are you enjoying it?
Kind of.
More than Huckleberry Finn?
Yeah.
How much more? Like what percent?
50 million.
50 million%. That is a lot. That's good. That's really good.
That's not an actual percent. I don't think you can have 50 million%.
Yes, you can, because I have 37 gazillion%. Anything else you want to say about a book?
No.
No. So, I finished my first nonfiction book for this year.
What?
Yep, I finished it last night. It's called The Accidental Anglican, The Surprising Appeal of the Liturgical Church by Todd Hunter. And I would give it a 3 out of 5 stars. It did not meet my expectations. I was talking with the Hubs about this last night. I expected something much different when I read it. If my expectations had been different, I probably would have given it a higher star. But, yeah. So that's nonfiction book number 1, and I'm not sure what I'm going to read yet next, because like I said, I just finished that last night. So, and then fiction-wise, I'm still rereading the Outlander series by Diana Gabaldon, which is not child-friendly, KKK. Okay. I finished A Breath of Snow and Ashes, and now I'm reading An Echo in the Bone. And when I'm rereading all this, I am inserting the novellas and short stories and the Lord John novels and everything all in chronological order from Diana's website. That's everything that I'm reading. Okay. So let's talk about TV. Do you want to start?
We're rewatching season 10 of Stargate SG-1 and season 3 of Stargate Atlantis. Oh no!
Why do they keep killing off our favorite doctors?
It's so sad.
They killed Dr. Carson Beckett. He was from Scotland. First they killed Dr. Janet Fraser and now Dr. Carson Beckett.
What about Dr. Jackson?
He's back alive.
Yes, but he was dead for like an entire season.
He wasn't dead. He ascended to a higher plane of existence.
He was dead-ish.
Dead-ish.
He was in dead limbo.
No, he was an ancient. He ascended to a higher plane of existence.
He was in limbo.
So we're getting really close to being done with SG-1. I know. Then we have the movies. So we are also rewatching season 7 of Gilmore Girls. We just watched the Hay Bale Mays episode, and when Lorelai apologizes to Luke and Luke apologizes to her, and I'm like, oh, just give her a big kiss and get back together. Like this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry too. Let's get back together. That's what should happen. That's what should have happened. That's what happened with Panda Luke and Panda Lorelai. Yeah, we're almost done with it though. But then I'm gonna read the virtual Gilmore 3 seasons. Are you?
I don't know.
We should read them together. We should take turns reading out loud.
No, I don't want to read them out loud.
Why not?
I don't want to read them out loud.
Oh, okay. Well, we're also rewatching season 4 of Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman.
Oh my gosh.
So we're in a three-parter right now. We've watched the first one. We'll watch the second one probably later this afternoon. We had Vixen, and now we have Lex Luthor's son. What was his name? Leslie. Something with an L.
Of course.
Yeah, because Lex Luthor. Yeah.
Everything begins with an L.
Superman does not begin with an L.
Kal-el.
It doesn't begin with an L. It just has L's in it. So we only have a few seasons of that left too. So I finished watching Everwood this week.
Was it a train wreck?
It was a very big train wreck.
You couldn't look away.
No, I could not look away, but it was a big train wreck. So I am done with it. So I have started watching Felicity. I did not watch it when it was on TV. So this is a new series for me. So I've watched maybe like 3 episodes, I think, so far. So we'll see if it kind of gets its speed, because it's still, you know, in that beginning where it's trying to figure things out and all that. And then the hubs and I did get to watch some of Foyle's War this week. We're watching series 3. I think we watched 2 episodes of it. So I think we have 2 more episodes in series 3. So, and then the hubs and I also started rewatching Mad About You. Mad about you, baby. Ooh, ooh. And it is one of those shows because it's only like, because it doesn't have commercials. So it's like 20 minutes. And so it's like, oh, we'll just watch one more. It's only 20 minutes. Yeah. So we've watched like half of the first season already. Because it's like, just one more. We'll just watch one more. Yeah. Okay, it's your turn.
It's my turn.
Yes.
Marvel's Agent Carter.
What episode?
1.3 Time and Tide. Okay, so.
I'm just getting my water. I just need a sip of water.
Okay.
Or are we waiting for me to finish drinking?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
What are you going to say?
I don't know. Jarvis committed treason for his wife.
Yes.
That is adorable.
Yes.
His wife is a Hungarian Jewish lady.
I know.
I love this show. And apparently, it was very hard for Haley and James to film the scenes in the sewers because in between takes, they were singing Little Mermaid songs to each other and they couldn't stop laughing.
Yes. Because you followed them all on the Twitter.
Yeah. Well, James isn't on Twitter.
Oh, but Haley is.
Yeah.
And she keeps talking about that she's injuring people.
Yes.
And herself. I mean, yeah, you posted this big old long one on Tumblr about all the tweets that she said about hurting somebody else or herself.
Those poor stuntmen.
I know. You should not be a stuntman around her. Okay, so what else?
And Jarvis's American accent. Hey, Mac, I got a hot tip for you.
Yep.
I love this show.
Yep. Anything else?
It wasn't on last night.
No,
because someone had to give a State of the Union.
Yes. Address. State of the Union
address.
Not just a State of the
Someone
Union.
had to tell us about the State of his Union.
Yes. It's okay. So, when will it be on again?
Next week.
And what episode will it be?
1.4, the Blitzkrieg button.
Okay, and then you also were saying that they have not, about the whole, like, season 2 thing.
Oh, yes. So, it wasn't yesterday. Tuesday.
Yesterday was Tuesday.
Yesterday was Tuesday.
I thought yesterday was Wednesday. I was very confused.
On Monday, they wrapped filming on Agent Carter, but everyone was phrasing their tweets and stuff. Like, that's a wrap on season 1 of Agent Carter, not just on Agent Carter. On season 1 of Agent Carter.
So you're hoping it gets picked back up?
Yes!
That would be fabulous.
Go watch this show.
Yes.
Go watch this show.
We gotta get the ratings higher.
Yes, because apparently it was getting low ratings. I don't know why, because everyone, like, literally every single article I saw about it, everyone loved it. So I don't know how it's getting low ratings.
I don't know either. So, go watch it. Alright. We watched NCIS 12.12, The Enemy Within. Tony's got a girlfriend. And they all knew about it, and he was trying to hide it, but they all knew anyway. Yeah. So the next new episode of NCIS is not until February the 3rd, and it's We Build, We Fight. The Hubs and I are also watching NCIS New Orleans Season 1. Oh, he found his brother. I can't remember the guy's name, the character. Not Scott Bakula, but the other guy that works with him. Somebody's probably screaming it at me. I can't remember. He's been searching for his brother who's been missing for 4 years because he has some issues and he ran away and all that. So, And we're also watching Person of Interest Season 4. They tricked us. So they're implying that Shaw might not be dead. And we're like, is this all a computer simulation? Or did somebody save her? Or what happened? So I'm very confused, and I'm kind of upset that they tricked us and made me get all the emotional feels. Because I was crying. I was very upset that Shaw died. So, but there was not a new episode this week because of the same thing that you just talked about. You want to do the next one?
We're watching season 10 of Criminal Minds as it airs.
I'm trying to remember what this episode was about.
Murder.
Yes, that's exactly what it was about. I can't remember. It did not stick in our brains, apparently. So why don't you move on to the next show?
Okay. We're watching Elementary.
What episode was it?
3.10 Seed Money.
Seed Money.
It was about flowers.
Yes, it was.
Flowers.
And Joan got a new job.
Yeah.
She's going to be an investigator for an insurance company, but she had a caveat that she was going to be able to still work with the police and work with Sherlock.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. You want to say anything else about it?
No.
When's the next new episode?
Thursday.
What
Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
Today.
tomorrow. Today.
3.11 The Illustrious Client, and that is the canonical story that features Catherine Winter. Kitty Winter.
Yeah. So, it should be interesting. So, we're also watching Gallivant season 1. It's so ridiculous. But it's like a wreck. You just can't turn away. Craziness. And then we're also watching The Librarians. We watched the last 2 episodes of season 1. The final episode was really, really good. Really good. And we don't know if it's been picked up for season 2 yet. We're still waiting. So the way they ended the season 1 finale, it could be like a series wrap, or it could be just a season. But it didn't have like a big cliffhanger or anything. And we found out who Jenkins?
Yeah.
Found out who he is. This whole crazy triangle of he's from King Arthur's time and all this stuff. It's craziness. We also watched the series 4 premiere episode of Call the Midwife. It was a tough one to watch because there was a negligence case with 3 little girls and a little boy, and it was really sad. Really sad. And we have a new midwife in the house. So, and then the Hubs and I watched NCIS season 6 episode. It was really, really good. And there was this cool technology. They were able to, because the crime they were investigating was somewhere overseas, and it was a very dangerous situation. There have been people killed, and so 2 of the agents snuck in and took these photographs from every corner of the room, and then they were able to take I don't know if it was photographs or a video, something, but they were able to take that and use these massively huge 3D printers to print the crime scene in full size. And they were able to see, one of the people that died had a scrap of paper in his hand, and they were able to read the writing that was evident on the paper. It was so cool. It was amazing. It was amazing. It's amazing how far technology has come. Yeah. Anyway, so that's all the TV. We did not get to watch Castle and Broadchurch that were on Monday night. We just ran out of time, especially because Gallivant's doing 2 episodes, and then the Librarians did 2 episodes, so we just ran out of time. So we're going to watch Castle and Broadchurch tonight, so we'll talk about them on next week's episode. All right, I think we're ready to move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about our Winter Wonderland CAL.
And?
You say that bit.
Charity CAL. So this is a CAL that started December 1st and it runs through February 28th. is for any project that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince us is related to winter. How do they do that?
A myriad of ways. Like purpose, color, colorway name, pattern, pattern name, design element.
And if they can't do any of that, how do they do it?
You made it in the winter.
Yes. So that's fine to use that reason. So the charity aspect is if you knit something that you're donating to charity, you can enter it twice in the FO thread. Instructions for how to do it are at the top of the thread. I think in post 2 is where I put it. And so you have twice the chance to win a prize if you're doing charity knitting. And it's fine for you wherever, if you want to donate to somewhere locally, that's totally fine with us. If you don't have somewhere to donate, you can send it to us. Just email me or PM me for our address. And we're going to donate everything to Knit for Peace, which is an organization here in the UK that matches finished projects with other organizations. So they have, you know, places for the preemie hats to go, homeless charities, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll be sending all of our stuff to Knit for Peace, which is based in London. Do we want to do prizes talk about the prizes before you say who's finished? Okay, I'm sorry, my brain's kind of confused. So, we have a little bit of change in the prizes, and we have a new prize. So, first up, Eileen, who is twisting pearls on Ravelry. When we realized this, she's the one that actually realized the issues with the EU, UK stuff, and it can be difficult, if not impossible, to gift patterns now. Some patterns are not, that should be giftable, aren't giftable anymore, and it's very confusing. And hopefully they're going to get all that remedied soon. So instead of what she had originally planned, she's donating 2 skeins of Sweet Georgia Tough Love Socks 80/20 Merino Nylon Blend, 425 yards in the Glacier colorway, and we'll pick 2 winners. Each of you will win 1 skein of that. Okay? And then we have, this is from our bag of prizes. This is a Knitter's Pride DPN set. It's a sock needle set. They're 6-inch, 15 centimeters.
Centipede.
Yeah, those centimeters, you know, that are tough for me to say. These are the Carbons ones, and there are 6 sets of 5 DPNs each, from US 0 to 3 and from 2 millimeters to 3.25 millimeters. So we have that. And then our new prize is this gorgeous project bag. This is donated by Sam, who is Knit Run Dig. She's Stealth Dragon on Ravelry. So this is a really, I think this is her, this must be her large size bag, I believe. So these are British birds. How fun is that? And then the inside is gray with white polka dots. And it's got a nice little handle, which I love. That's one of my favorite things about her bags, is you can put it on your wrist and still be using it. And it's got a little clip over here on her tag. So I use this for stitch markers. I just put a bunch of stitch markers on it, so I always have stitch markers. So thank you so much, Sam, for donating that. So yay, we have 4 prizes now for the CAL. So keep working on your projects and get them entered. So Damaris, do you want to tell us who has finished projects this week? Because lots of people have.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
A. Bingham, A Whole Lot Knitting, Andy, Anne Fran 25, AZ Knitwit, Celeste times 4, Christy Ray times 10, Danny 89, Eileen D, Ellie Jellybean, Evil Twin 2 times 5, Fairy Dustin 90 times 3, Katie Did What, Cat Wings times 4, Kay Finley, KSH 1, Laura Mag, Lynn Disica, Elle McCall times 2, Looney Hiker, Lucy Goose 88, Lupin Owns Jacob times 2, Maria Wilhelmina, Mrs. Neely Johns times 4, Phoenix Fire times 3, Piper's Mom times 2, Rebecca Z 22, Stumpy 01, and Stumpy 01.
Wow. Great job, everybody. That's a lot of people. I can't remember how many posts we have in that thread now. I forgot to look. But, oh, I know what I was going to say. My informal glance through, we have at least 13 finished barley hats by Tin Can Knits. It's insane. Barley hats for everyone, apparently. So I think I need to knit that pattern. So, all right, so keep working on the CAL stuff, and prizes in just a few weeks, because we're almost to February already. So, keep working on them and get them entered. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us things and we answer them.
Yes, so what's this week's question, Maris?
This week's question comes from Dixie, who is Desi72 from Alabama. And they ask, when I was in college, one of my history teachers taught on various armed forces bases around the world. One of the things she mentioned was when she had time off base, she would go places and play Spot the Tourist. Have you guys done so yet, or are you still the tourist when you're out and about? That's the first question.
Yes. I don't know that we necessarily play Spot the Tourist. There are always a gazillion tourists here in Edinburgh. Always, always, always. So I guess it's just become normal that there's so many tourists. I don't think that we are the tourists anymore.
No.
Here in Edinburgh. But did you want to say about like when we went to London and such?
I don't know.
We were definitely felt like tourists there, and in Brighton, but here in Edinburgh, I don't think so anymore. Do you?
No.
Yeah, we've kind of integrated a little bit. So that's kind of the first part of the question. So what's the next question?
The next question is, every region has a slightly different dialect, manners, etc. Besides the use of we, which is what I've noticed, are you picking up and becoming integrated into the region?
What do you think, Damaris?
What do you think?
Well, you're going to make me just answer all these questions? That's what she thinks.
I think so.
I think so. It's hard to like... I don't know how to say it. It's hard to like look at what we're doing that is different from how we were before we got here, because it's just become the norm for us. So, I mean, we enjoy some of the foods and such now. Yes. The cheese here is amazing. Amazing. Cheese. I am in love with ciders, which are alcoholic here in the UK and Europe, I'm sure. Cider is not alcoholic in the US, so that's something different. Some of our words and such, yeah. I know what we were saying before about public transit and walking more. We don't own a car, and so we are reliant on public transportation and walking. So we're all doing a lot more of that. And now, especially since I'm out of the wheelchair and I'm able to walk more, we're able to be out and about more. We love tea. Tea has become a important part of our lives. Trying to think what else. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to look being in this situation now and try to see how it's different from how we were before, versus like if we were looking at somebody else and comparing how they are now with how they were before, it would be easier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know if we answered your question, Dixie. We tried. But yeah, I really do feel like we're getting integrated. You know, we have shops that we visit. We have a church that we're a part of. We have a knitting shop and a knitting group that we're a part of. A pub we go to every week for knitting. Friends and such here. So, yeah, we're really feeling a part. In fact, and I think I've said this on the podcast before, I've told the Hubs that he has to find a job here because I'm not leaving. Because we really, really do like it here. And a big part of that is how much my health has improved since being here. So, but other reasons too. We just really love it here, and we hope that we can stay in this area after the Hubs finishes his PhD. Okay, I think that's everything. So, thank you so much for the question, Dixie. If somebody else has a question, what should they do?
Go into our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
Yep. and then we will get around to answering it. We're just answering them in order. I know we've had a few more questions this week, so that's good. And we'll talk about pretty much anything. So if there's something you post that we're not comfortable talking about on air, we'll just PM you and chat that way. But thus far, there hasn't been anything really that we're not willing to talk about. So, all right, well, let us move on to the next segment. We made it to the end of the show.
Yay!
And we still have more to talk about.
What?
Yeah, we have a giveaway. So a couple of weeks ago, we reviewed Vivacious Volume 1 by Fiberspates here on the podcast. And it is a collection that is available on Ravelry. They have a coupon code for us that y'all can use. It is Geeky V15. It's on the screen right now. And it will save you 15% off any single pattern in the collection or the entire collection itself. And it is good until the 31st of January. That's something else that's changed in how we deal with dates, because here they do day, month, year, and in the States it's month, day, year. So we're adjusting to that. And also military time is used here more.
I used that before.
I mean, I had used it before when I was a chaplain. I had to use it because that's how we did it in medical records. But I've noticed it's more prevalent, more common to use it here. So
this is the wrong section.
Yes, but just pretend like we said this in Ask the Geeky Girls, okay? Okay. Okay, so back to Vivacious Volume 1. So they donated a digital copy of the entire collection for one of you. And we've already drawn off air just to make sure it all went well. So we did numbers 2 through 47. And Damaris, you generated, and what was it?
Number 43.
Yes. So that is Grammy to Maddie, who is Betsy from Atlanta. And she loved the Hermes baby pattern and several others. So Grammy to Maddie, congratulations. If you'll send me Java Pearl, a PM on Ravelry when you see this, I will then connect with the donor of the pattern collection and have them gift that to you. And you have 30 days from the day this goes live to claim your prize, or you forfeit it. So thank you again to Fiberspates for giving us a copy to review, and also giving a copy to one of y'all, and also for the coupon code. That's awesome. Okay, other announcements. Our friend Anna from Toil and Trouble Yarns is hosting a retreat, a fiber retreat in May in New Hampshire. They are either like right at full, or they might be full already, but I know they're going to have a waiting list if they're full. So if you are interested, you need to get over there now. The link's in the show notes. What else? The Outlander CAL is ongoing. We'll start talking about that more. Let's see. Probably in the next few weeks. I have an Outlander sock pattern in testing right now that will also be going live hopefully in the next few weeks. It's going to be a kit with Julia from Pandia's Jewels, her yarn, and my sock pattern. And it's fabulous. And I know I'm the creator, and I'm supposed to say that, but it really is. I'm so in love with how it turned out. So keep your eyes open for that, and we'll start talking about the CAL more in a few weeks, too. What else? We're Amazon affiliates. So if you are in the U.S., you can go to our website and click on any of the books, movies, TV shows, etc., or the ads in the sidebar, and that'll take you to Amazon, and anything you purchase, Amazon will give us a little bit back for you going through our link, and it doesn't cost you anything extra, and that money that we get is used for shipping prizes and having badges made and business cards and all the stuff that goes on with having to host a podcast. So we have had a bumper month this month. So thank you to everybody who's been purchasing things. We really appreciate your support in that arena. So thank you. What else, Damaris?
I think that's it.
I think so too. Why don't you tell them where they can find us online?
Okay. You can find us at geekygirlsknit.blogspot.com. There are the links to everywhere else we are online. YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
Yes. So with that, we will say goodbye. We hope you have a wonderful week. We hope you stay warm, cuddled up in our blanket. I think we're about to have hot chocolate.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, don't you? So stay warm and happy knitting, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.